Hello, everybody. My name is Sever, and today I'm going to share information about the Discord changes and upcoming changes. Hopefully, the goal is to have them done in 2 or 3 weeks. And as you know, the Cardano Project Catalyst Discord server was the first server we launched to move away from Telegram to more constructive and more controlled environment where we can separate the discussions. We had a lot of community advisor discussions and proposal questions, and all of this got lost and re-asked every time. So we separated them in Project Catalyst Discord server. We separated them, but what we ended up having is like hundreds of channels, and finally at some point it just left kind of hard to navigate there, and it didn't really help anybody. So in the recent fund, which was Fund 6, we kind of decided with a new plan where we used to have for every proposal a specific channel, but because it took so much effort from the moderators to create them, then we moved the idea to every challenge has its own channel, and that seemed to work in a sense that people see who is posting what, and they just use the challenge challenge category. So this is something we keep right now in a screen share. I'm sharing some of the stuff we went over, what we took down. And so basically we're taking a lot of channels down. And what we ended up having is on the left side here, I have sticky notes, what we are going to have, what kind of channels. So in this session, I will also talk about a bit of what's we going to have, a project that was funded in Fund 5, and a project about making a Miro board for this overview for Discord. But as for starters, I will start by going over the categories and see if they make sense to you, or if there is something we could change, rename, or add. So, any questions so far?
Yeah, how many subfolders can you have?
Only 2. So you have only categories and channels.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
But that's it. I know. I think I know where you're going with this, and giving them even more structure, go beyond so to hide hundreds of channels, and that is actually something what we also considered when we created these kinds of categories. That's that we now have different servers. We have Gimbal Labs for technical information. We have Swarm sessions for networking, and pretty much sessions themselves and specific community projects. And then we have Eastern Town Hall Hemisphere for different languages. So for that sense, we are also thinking about how could we bridge the gap between all the servers, so we don't push everything into one server and keep them in separate. But how it holistically would look like, that's something we need to practice and see what works, what doesn't.
Yeah, I was thinking more of archiving, for instance, your funding rounds, you have an archiving Discord, basically.
We do have an archive category, and we thought it's going to be a read-only category. So if you go look at the sticky notes, you will see that on the left side there is a codes. So all the orange sticky ones are categories. These are the things you can flip up and down. The text and the categories will have their own access. So purple ones are who will see them, who can read it, who can edit them. The yellow ones are text channels, and seems like some new purple stickies are actually there too, next to channels about some recent changes, and then voice channels. Yeah, but so for now, the archiving stuff is not really, like, I would say, not thought through. We know we need it. We know that so far we thought that all the channels we have, we just put it under archive if it no longer need it, and that's it. Like, not really a big structuring behind it.
Good. Now, I know you're not even done yet presenting your setup, your changes yet, but couldn't there just be an archive server itself, like a Catalyst archive, or that everything goes under? And then that'll give you more freedom and flexibility to set up your different channels.
But what will the archive look like? Will it, because what happens with our archive is actually, it also is deleted. Well, to be honest, there is, I think, another admins in the server. So we all doing our own stuff pretty much. They are taking all archive information to Git book or GitHub. So they never change. So technically, archive is something we don't want to change, right? It's more like a read-only file. So I wonder, maybe this GitHub thing is already a good solution for that, because there you will have an opportunity to shears and like more powerful tools to go over all the resources we wrote down. If you do another Discord server, we have to keep maintaining it, and at some point, when do you archive the archive? Like, so right now, I think the GitHub seems to be a solution. So yeah, for this archive in the active server will be for more recent stuff. Like a few months ago, there was something. Now I don't find it. Maybe it's behind the archive. But if it's something like 1 year ago, we had to talk about this, you probably won't find it, because we try to keep it everything on time, like timely. Yeah. So the presenting, I don't know. This is more, yes, more of a discussion than a presenting, but I can go over this thing. So at the top we have admins. Well, the order doesn't really matter, and admins are only unlocked for admins and moderator roles. For now, we don't actually have an onboarding methods for moderators or admins. So if somebody feels like, hey, I want to improve the text, or I want to help people, and I'm willing to do channels, update stuff, pin information, move channels from one place to another, or create channels if necessary, or guide people, then you can do it without the role. But if you think you need it, the role, we are, just ask us. All the admins and moderators have access to give you, and we give you the moderation access. And over time, we will see if somebody overusing their power, and we can remove the powers. But usually in this community, I see very, very good people around here, and not using to create the destruction. In the admin general chat, we have discussions about these kinds of changes, what I'm presenting now. Sometimes we think about doing pretty much, let's say most of them is all about the server changes, or how to bring some new information onto the Discord. or what should we move out, or what should we announce, and etc. How do we integrate? Then we have a list of new members. So that's at least something we keep track of. Sometimes there is like 100 people joining at the same second. And then we assume they are bots and we take measures. And another thing is I don't see it has a value for everybody else to see, because it just is pinging your notification. And what mostly happens is 95% of people just mute the channel. So to make it easier, we just remove the channel from the normal people, or the people who don't have the admin access. But the first thing, people who join, what they will see is the welcome channel. They will, even if they don't verify themselves or they don't pick a role, they always will see announcements. And there will be a discussion about, like a channel about Sever overview, roles, where it's like community roles, guidelines, and upcoming Miro board links, and which will give you another visual overview for the server. And next stuff is town hall. So once in the welcome, there is also a guide how to give yourself roles. I will talk about bots later, what we are going to use and how it will work. But yeah, it will be easy. You react to a bot with the emoticon, and then you will assign yourself a role. Whatever role you will assign yourself, you will get access to town hall, and there will be more of the general discussions, but breaking down into different, like what seemed to work over time for us. The general text channel, ask a question, insight sharing stage, catalyst circle, share a story, photo of where you are, DeFi think tank, and book club. And also 2 voice channels on the town hall. And these are the only 2 voice channels in this category until we need a 3rd one. So if we see that 2 voice channels are used, then we know that we need a 3rd one. And so it will make it easier to find the voice channel. Sometimes people don't see it because they're like in different categories. Now they will be always in the top and have a general name, so everybody knows everybody could use it.
Is there I guess you can have multiple roles as well? A user can have multiple roles?
Yes. On the down role, we have a specific category for roles. In this section, this is actually the only unique category where you will unlock the category and the channel when you select your specific role. So when you don't want to be a community advisor, you don't see a community advisor chat. But if you open it, you will see it. This will help to avoid all of these huge amount of information, because you can step by step, you can assign yourself and unassign yourself anytime you want. So that's totally fine. And when you see you're getting overwhelmed, or this is not something you like, if you can mute the channel, then you don't really need that role. And it also helps us to get like what is the statistics, what roles people have and where they are, and so we don't give you all the information, like, because right now when we have something VCA stuff, we again announce something and everybody sees this information, and it's at some point it might get so annoying that everybody mutes the entire server, and then they will start missing stuff out which they actually want to be part of. Community bridges. So this is a category where we have 2 choices for now. One is Discord servers. So this is the bridging I talked before, where we have only the links for other servers and a brief introduction for example. Like, hey, there is a Gimbal Labs. They talk about this. Here is Swarm. We do that here. This is after not after download, but the Eastern Town Hall, and also including some other projects what come out from proposals. So Liquid, for example, has their own server. the other quest proposal where they make a game and NFT pretty much projects, they have their own servers. So that could be a place where we can have a list of all the other servers people could join, and community websites. So these would be the websites like Leader Nation or Project Catalyst website or Swarm Session website, but it's still upcoming. But again, more like resources links where you can get down the rabbit hole. So yeah, and the point of this is so that we don't have everything on this one server to make it again overwhelming, but have them bridging to the specific location where they best met.
Are you gonna, on Tivo, on that, are you gonna have on the bridges, are you gonna have social media? I see you got community websites, but are you gonna have the social media platforms as well on there?
What do you mean by that? Like LinkedIn and
yeah, and Twitter handles and stuff of that nature, as far as like your overall, I guess, like IOHK, the foundation, you know, anything that's, yeah, you know, pretty much like the main social platform.
It's a good idea.
You know, and Reddit also. I just think if you can get one platform like Discord that can have like it can be the starting point, you know, like everybody's talking about, like a centralized location to find all your links, like your ground zero to getting into the Cardano ecosystem. I think that'd be a step in the right direction. And this looks like it's actually heading that direction.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think it's a great idea. I added it in. As I read the notes, I add as like something I will see later, like a hard note, and we'll take this to discussion. But I think this is very good. I like the idea. I don't know how we didn't came up with it, but that's why we had this kind of session and feedback circles. Talking about feedback, we have a category about where we can have the Discord improvements ideas. So all of this, what's happening here, it's an open discussion, everybody can talk that. And then another place like other feedback. So this is something which is not related, it's a feedback, but it's not related to Discord improvements. So I put it all on one channel. For now, when you look at the server, you will see like feedback for this, but then it's getting too granular, and sometimes there is only like few messages and that's it. So having, if there is something what is taking a lot of like place in some related feedback, then we could create a new channel. But until that, I feel like it just have to have like one bucket where to put all of the stuff, and the admins will look and share the information in the correct place. And yeah, finally the archive, which we went through. And then the fund X is like all the upcoming funds, what's coming. So the challenges. So every proposer can link to their proposal and have a talk about under their own challenge, or have questions about challenge. Just. And finally, a category for languages. So right now, this is something what came from community. I'm not too sure about it, but basically we will try something again. There is already a language that Easter Town Hall is doing this, that they have the languages channels too. So right now we cannot test that. If we have like Spanish people want their own channel, we will create them to this. And the language channel bridges and mission, this is a channel which will show where else Spanish people are talking. So they have like direct links to other Discord servers or like Reddit groups or wherever. So they will finally find their way into their community and figure out, maybe they create eventually their own server then we can put them as a bridge. And so yeah, so this is that.
I don't, maybe you already went through it. I'll try to scroll through the Miro board, but what about like any type of where would associated, like for instance, Singularity Net, how would people know, where would they go to know that we are associated, that there's some sort of a collaboration going on between Cardano and Singularity Net?
So that would be the community bridges. So when somebody feels like that this is, hey, we should showcase that here is that Singularity thing, we can make a description, or and if they have Discord server I'm not aware of, then we can have a Discord bridge for them. If they have websites, what they do, we can have the link for there. And then the idea you propose, the Reddit, Facebook pages, LinkedIn, if they have these, we could post them also in the. So everything what is related to any other project or any other community, what is also related to Cardano and Project Catalyst, then it goes under community bridges. At least that's the vision.
Now, would this also go for, like, for instance, say Dish and IOHK and what they got going on, or would that be, are you excluding that?
Technically, it does go with that, but I mean, what value does it bring if we add that link there or the information? Because well, maybe I haven't like been part of it, but there is one danger of just having all the partners, because Cardano and IOG has like hundreds of partners, and if we populate it with their links and stuff alongside with the community servers and all the bridges, then we have like 200 or 300 list of things to follow, and you kind of get lost.
That's a valid point. I guess if IOHK or IOG has a link, you know, then they can fall down that rabbit hole themselves.
Yeah, but if there is going to be some kind of community events and stuff with Dish, we probably will add it as a community event. But for now, Singularity Net, I agree with it, because they also building a community and they are moving to the direction of creating a similar DAO like Project Catalyst, where they fund projects and they have a discussion about this market. What are these? I forgot, dynasties or something, and project funding, and so that is more related to the communities, and that's what I would like to do with here. Also make it like a hub of connecting communities, not just projects themselves.
And back up on your roles, would that be, it would Catalyst Circle be involved, or would they be in there? Should they be in there or not, because they rotate, they're a voted in group?
So actually, good question. For now, they are like a different style. We don't take them as a role, because yes, I think it's because they are changing hands, and it's like you don't want to give a role for everything, because like if you have a person coming, hey, he's from IOG and he's like old IOG, and then we have roles for Steve's, and then we have roles for whatnot. So the simpler it is, the simpler it is to choose your roles. And but the Catalyst Circle is quite related, so I wonder what was the reason.
I mean, it's up above in town hall, but I mean, I know that's not the people themselves, but
yeah, that's the channel. But this is
now, would there be a way, and I don't know if it's something you'd even want to do in Discord, but like,
I think not, because
and I guess the roles does it already, but like you know, like key personnel, but I guess that would already, I guess roles, they would already be identified anyway by the role that they pick.
yeah. And the Cutter Circle has this, like, you're not just part of Cutter Circle, you are part of representing one kind of community. So you're a tool maker, or you are a community advisor, and then you're like, I don't know, do we have to have so much of hierarchy for now? It's like, if you have something to say to the Cutter Circle or bring something up, I think just typing in the Cutter Circle chat will sufficient. And if you really want to find the person, then follow Cutter Circle again, and you will see the resources and YouTube videos, and you will find out who is who and how to contact them. So having the role, I think, yeah. Now the more I think about it, the less it makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just brainstorming, just looking at it.
Yeah. So that is changes for the category, and should be simpler. And when you don't hoard yourself all the roles, you will have slightly less channels open at the same time. And yeah, the hard work will start next week, where we start moving them around, and figure out how to set up the rights in a way that they won't bug out. So probably a bumpy road, because we are not professionals here. We just click the buttons and see what happens. But we did plan ahead in this.
Yeah. Now, who? I mean, I think it looks great. So, like, when we're in Fund 6 now, so when Fund 6 is finished, does it move to archive for the time being?
Yes.
Okay. And I had another question. It'll come to me.
Yep. Well, this information is going to be found also on the Miro board, which is like Cardano project Catalyst Miro board. If I assume I'm sharing the screen and you can see it.
Yeah, it was loading. Yeah, I got it.
So right now it doesn't look that nice, but here we are drafting. So if you have feeling like, hey, there is something missing, or you want to design, or you want to bring any information what was not understood from the Discord side, but somebody answered you, or a note answer, and you want to visually represent. So this is going to be the Miro board where we bring that information. Right now, we have some brainstorming stuff here. What should be there? And it was also discussed in the proposal for Fund 5, which got funded. So if you got some big works and you know it's going to take like tens of hours or whatnot, and you want a little bit more incentivizing, then this work is funded, and we can talk about it and do the work what needs to be done. Then I have a corner for analytics, bringing most related analytics on the Miro board visually again to see what's happening. Soon, in almost a week, there will be a new analytics. There are like two designs, like one from top down, one is left to right. So if you really read into it, we can select which one we're gonna follow, and yeah, something nice to know how the community is doing.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about the analytics. Who has access to the data to actually run the analytics on it?
I think only the admins and moderators has the button for insight. I'm not sure. If you, as a normal person with the normal roles, click on the server, like the main, I can bring it up here. Let me this here. Like this is your Discord, and up here, if you click on this, you will see some of the options because you're maybe not admin, then you won't see everything. But here is server insights. If this is up for you, then you can click go to server insights, and here you will see all the same statistics I bring to the Discord board. And here I will take the screenshots and copy paste them on the Miro board.
Now, is there any way to scrape the data itself, like as a whole, like, you know, scrape for instance, if you wanted to do research
Yes.
using machine learning or something like that, is there a way to scrape?
Yeah, there are APIs, Discord APIs. I'm not aware of is there a direct link to these templates themselves, but you can capture the data through APIs. However, I think for now it's just having a look of them is enough. And this. But yeah, I hope I answered your question. So yeah, we can get the data through APIs.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just interested to see, you know, I don't know if there's a way to, sure there is, to scrape and you know, see if there's underlying community issues that way, you know, within you know, within to scrape the data on Discord to see if there's underlying community issues within Cardano or within Catalyst itself.
Oh, so you're not only thinking about analytics like these metrics, but more like what people type and what questions they ask and how they respond. Like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
sentiment?
exactly. Yeah, well, not necessarily sentiment. I mean, it's not necessarily sentiment, more like recurring problems that people might be having. You know, something that can be addressed, something that's beneficial to the community. And I guess, you know, I guess sentiment would also be super beneficial as well, to know the overall sentiment of the community towards the community, I guess.
Yeah, with the bots, we can do that. So when we slightly move on to the, I guess it'd be pretty much there. So this was the category stuff we talked about. This was the brainstorming area for this. A bit of information about roles we have here. And this is the actual bot text you will join, and here is like I think this is much better. This is the bot text, what he will say to you, what roles we have, and then you just click on one of the reactions and it will automatically assign you the role. Or if it didn't work, if you call the bot and then you might get the error, this means our server is down. So we are not decentralized, but you get it. And yeah, now this is I have the guides, how the bot works, and I have this is a Miro board example how the bot works, and the bot itself explains how the bot works. So all agendas or like all perspectives in my mind are covered and should make it easier to get this bot working correctly and people understand it. And also when we worked with the bot, coming back to what you said before, we can scrape through or like just read through all what people say and then analyze it. For now, I mean, I think it's quite the overhead task. It's more like research analytics than just enabling the bot to say what we want, because we probably don't know what we are looking for either. And we just gonna read through what people say and then, hey, I think this is a topic what is repetitive.
Oh,
People
yeah,
don't
for
type
sure.
the same way the people are. So
Yeah, for sure. I'm not saying that it's something that should be baked into, you know, a Discord feature for the community. I'm just thinking, yeah, for research purposes, basically, you know, just to get it, you know, if somebody wants to make that a proposal down the road, or if somebody wants to do some outside research, or, you know, however.
Yeah. Okay. So what you mean is that we make it available for everybody else to get the data with just few calls.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be anybody. I mean, obviously it would be, you know, I would imagine it would be discretionary, but yeah, I mean, if it is available, yes. I mean, for me, I'm interested in machine learning, but, you know, I'm not quite there yet. So that's why I brought the question up. But where is it? Do you have a link to the Miro? I got the original Miro. Do you have a link to this one?
Yeah. So on the town hall, you will this same Miro board you were on. This is the Miro board for Discord.
Okay.
And that's the link. Another place where you can find it, I have a Catalyst Discord Miro board channel for now in the Fund 5 Catalyst value onboarding. In future, this Miro board will be in town hall, in welcome, in the server overview channel. And yeah, I can just right now drop you the link, but this is how you find it. Chat, type message.
Yeah, no, I think it looks excellent, man. There's yeah, it's the current one's a little long in the tooth. There's too much going on, and I do find myself, like you're saying, muting channels, and just because there's too much information.
Indeed. And the final topic for today's session is the PC Discord mini proposals. I kind of already covered it. So the bot is another proposal what came out. Like this is like we created these mini proposals, and they were examples how to create mini proposals. And one of the examples, or two of the examples, were to create bots, and both of these examples got funded. So this is the outcome of it. So the role assigning bot and is coming from the PC Discord. So when you see the name, then you know that's related to that. And this is also an open project manager. I'm trying to do it all in Miro board. Not that doesn't work perfectly, but it's quite interesting. And one easy thing is that it's easy to onboard people here, to show, hey, because everything is in here. You can, and if there is something in GitHub or something in anywhere else, then you will find, if you follow the sticky notes, you will find your links and to the correct places. So, and it's interesting to see perhaps like how do we decided on server, or what is connected with what. And here is also the example of the bot itself. We also had, my bad, I haven't announced that we also tried the contest of creating a logo, announced that, but it failed because we got only one logo, which actually was already used in other projects, so it wasn't original. But after we closed it, like in an original sense, then some of the logos came up, and we probably will launch it again after the bot is out, the Discord has changed, more activity, and perhaps we will find something, somebody who wants to also contribute. and put a little art into what we create. So yeah, looking forward to the contest stuff. And another, we have actually two bots what we are creating. So one was this like assigning roles, and another one is creating channels. Here we are in a funny situation that we created these proposals before Fund 6, when we had every proposer had the opportunity to create their own channel, and the bot was supposed to be used as you call the bot and while you call it, you give it the idea scale link, and it will automatically create the channel. It will link all the information. It will find out about your project title and challenge where it belongs to, and assigns it in the correct place in the Discord server. So it's a self-organized system, where else we just spent, I think, every few days I looked up somebody wanted the channel, we created them, we gave an emoticon so that other admins didn't have to do the same work, and it got quite tedious, because as time goes on, even more and more proposals were created and even more challenges were requested. But in Fund 6, we changed the mechanics a bit, that we only have a challenge channel and no more proposal channels. And yes, we didn't get so much more text and requests anymore. But then again, we didn't, as I see it, we didn't lose much of attention either, because when we created these proposal channels, they were only created once, there was said something once, and there was no attraction behind it, except few channels. So we kind of don't lose it in the new version, where we have challenge, everybody gives proposal information, and this also helps to guide the commenting and the discussion to the idea scale itself, and not outside there. So yeah, it's kind of a dead proposal, but then again, it is a proposal, and it is funded. Perhaps somebody wants to use it on their server, or wants to know how to write that code. So we will still do it, because everything is open source. We do the GitHub will be there, and the project you will also be able to see, okay, how do we set up the servers, how do we set up the access controls, and yeah, and you will see who runs. So if you have any questions, you can contact any of these people who were part of the project.
I just have to leave for 2 seconds. I'm coming right back in, diving right in the middle of your conversation. Are you just about ready to finish?
Yes.
Tivo? Okay. Okay, so I'll watch the recording if you close up.
Yeah. So yeah, for now, in the final part of the discussion, I was sharing a project management Miro board where the bots to Discord came out, and who is behind it, and if to share information if somebody wants to also create bots, or they have ideas to create one, or wants to create a proposal to create one, then you can come to us and we can help you on board or collaborate together.
And that was the Miro board link that you shared originally, or is this a different one?
Yeah, that was a different one. Original one is this, and this is the today's Swarm session Miro board, and the links to the project manager Discord by Miro board you can find here, and to the Miro board for Discord is another Miro board you can find under here. The channels for these discussions are in Discord server under Catalyst Discord. On Catalyst Discord, I don't know what is the M stands for, but community. I don't know. Anyway, it's that. And then another channel for PC Discord bot. And since you're new, everything, all of this will change quite soon. So when in 2 or 3 weeks, when everything changes, then you will find that information under welcome and server overview.
Well, this is absolutely fantastic because we've started our own Discord channel with climate change, the challenge. And, you know, we've got so much information that we want to be able to organize and keep in a place and add to. And so, you know, I really appreciate what you're doing here, Thibault, as usual. And I'll have to work out my way around your Miro board. Again, thank you for that challenge.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking forward to it. So I'll check in on that one. Very good. I may hand this over to somebody else to organize it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's cool to, I mean, I think it's valuable, and that's why I do it in a Miro board, because then you have an overview, understanding, and it's like a model to see if that works, if that community works, and if these roles work, and then you will maybe find something to adapt to your own servers when you grow and see that what went well or not. And if everybody does it, would do similar work, then we could learn from each other, which we actually do, because Swarm Session, Gimbal Labs, and Project Catalyst, they all kind of came from one place, but they separated into difference because their topics are different. And now they all live their own life, but still every good idea or every like accomplishment will replicate to others servers usually do.
I apologize for jumping in the middle of this, but Thibault, your superpower is a Miro board. That's how I see it, you know, that you've come in and, you know, really, yeah, absolutely. I sit back and I'm just in awe of what you can do on this. I would be taking the physical sticky pads and putting them on something and reorganizing, and it's a bit overwhelming for me to watch this happen, but I really do appreciate what you're doing here. So, yeah. Okay, and I think we better wrap it up because it's been an hour and it's later there than it is here, right?
Yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap it up because I finished all and it would be.
Yeah, well, thank you for the link. I'll take a look at it in the next little bit. I got to go have make myself another cup of tea and settle in.
All right.
I may join another group though. We'll see.